Hello everybody, this is Dan Williams with Always Running. Today I'm going to do an interesting topic, and I'm looking for some feedback from you guys out there. ELD, its reference is ELDs interfering with your computer system that's operating the truck. Of course, there's somebody backing in here now that I'm videotaping. The game works out here. Sidebar. Brand new Road Ranger out here on I-40, about 60 miles west of. Hold on a minute. Let me roll this window up. About 60 miles west of Memphis, and for me, it sits in a great spot. I don't like staying at the truck stops right by Memphis for obvious reasons. A little shady in that area there. But Road Ranger, as you know, they're putting up some really cool places, and now they got one down here in I-40, just about 60 miles west of Memphis. I think it's a mile marker 216. That's where I'm at, and worked out perfect. Was able to run the clock down. But shout out to those guys. A nice, clean facility, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, sorry to be distracted from that. I just wanted to throw that out there for whoever runs this route out here. But the ELD, and if you just came in to see that you can just tune out. I like to get straight to the point. Some guys like dragging out videos. I've had issues over the last 2 days, and without a doubt, I can tell you that the ELD was causing failures to my truck. Okay, now if you want to hear the evidence, just keep it running, and we'll go from there. And we'll get some feedback. All right, running the what am I running? The Keep Trucking app through the box, Bluetooth to the phone, and I know a lot of people are. I'm an owner-operator, and that's how we're running with the guys that I'm leased with. Of course, if you watch any of my videos, I deliver ski boats all over the country, primarily Malibu, but I've taken Mastercraft and a bunch of other ones, and Bass Pro boats and things like that. All right, here's the situation. Offloaded in California. I'm on the way back to Knoxville now. Did my reset in Kingman, and I'm running on down the road yesterday. Everything's fine. I don't run my truck hard, running empty, running 6 to 8 miles an hour. Everything's great. I'm in the zone, listening to the radio, and just keeping up with traffic basically. And out of nowhere, I start hearing a screeching beep, beep. I mean, just extremely loud. Same buzzer that does your air brake sensor. So you know how loud that is. So instantly, of course, we've all done it. What the hell? Do a quick glance, and the red stop sign icon with the explanation point is lit up, which of course I've seen when you start the truck. It goes through its little pre-trip scanning, doing what the computer does, but I've never seen it come on in my truck, and I know it's not good. Also, along with that is the check engine light comes on. Both of these come on, and for whatever reason, I grew up in the 80s, and when I was young it was the 70s, and for some reason what flashed through my head was, danger, Will Robinson, danger, warning. That actually went through my mind, and it was kind of funny at this, within a millisecond. But I'm in panic mode, as you can imagine. I'm doing a quick glance of all my gauges, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm in the middle of nowhere, 51 miles out of Gallup or something like that. I'm in the middle of nowhere. 51 miles is my next civilization type of situation out there, and I want to say I just crossed over into Arizona. Just left Arizona. I was in New Mexico. Anyway, we all know that it's barren out there, and instantly I'm thinking, oh my God, if I got to get a tow out here, that's 2 G's, and so on and so forth. And from there, I do the quick scan within 2 or 3 seconds. I see nothing over the top. I'm like, how long is my truck going to run? Where am I going to stop? I look and there's a ramp not even a half a mile away. No civilization, just a ramp. One of those deals. Probably goes to a dirt road. I'm like, that's my spot. I'm gonna hit that. I'm down. I'm already coasting, downshifting, bringing it down a little bit. Not even 20, 30 seconds goes by. The motor just shuts down. I mean, it is off. I have nothing. I'm coasting. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, at this point, my motor just blow up. I really had no freaking idea. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear metal grinding. I didn't hear anything whatsoever. So I'm easing over, doing the Armstrong power steering just to get on the shoulder of the road. I get on the shoulder of the road. I had just enough steam left to get everything off the road. Emergency flashers are working. I had electric, blinkers, that type of stuff, but nothing was going on. Of course, the air brake set. That wasn't a problem. So I jump out, open the hood. I'm expecting to see, oil just something grenaded. Oil everywhere, some kind of big hole in the motor, some kind of anything, fluid splattered all over, just something like that. Open up the hood and I don't see anything. Everything looks great. I'm like, wow, what? Which is good, obviously. I'm like, well, that's awesome. So now I'm like, okay, maybe there's a leak I don't see. I'm looking down. I'm like, maybe oil ran out. I have no idea what the hell. I don't see anything. I checked my oil. Of course, it's hot. I can't get a good read with that. I checked it the day before. I had to do my reset. It was fine. Everything was good. I'm like, that's all good. Nothing looks out of place. Nothing at all. So I call the girl that monitors the Keep Trucking, where they can log on and see the backside of things. Because if those of you who don't know, if you get a warning light and you're hooked up with one of these things, it's getting hot in here. Hold on. Your code will show up on there. When it's throwing a code, check engine light comes on. It's actually worked for me. The actual code was wrong with the truck, and I was able to repair things like that. So it was on a Sunday. I call her up. She was cool. She logs in. She calls me right back. Says, yes, it's showing the code that the in-cab air conditioner was out. Well, it was cool out. I didn't have the air conditioner on. As a matter of fact, it was cold out. It was in the low 40s. I was like, that makes no sense. Not only that, I thanked her. I'm trying to wrap my mind around what the hell's going on here. So, and not only that, but why would that sensor go off if your air conditioner's out? It has nothing to do with the motor, anything like that. So none of this makes any sense. So I call the buddy I run with, and we have this discussion. And he reminds me a couple of years ago, he was in a rental truck that we had to get for a little while. And the thing went haywire. All the lights came on. The truck didn't shut down, but everything was lit up, flashing and going nuts. He pulls over. Make a long story short, he spends about an hour on the phone calling different people, trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this thing. And somebody says, well, have you unplugged the box? And he's unplugs the box, lets the truck's already been sitting, plugs it back in, and he unplugs the box and leaves it unplugged. Turns the truck back on, it cycles through its little thing, just all the lights come on, cycle off, all that. Everything's fine. Also, which I know a lot of you have had this, I have had minor issues in my check engine light come on. Go back, the truck is repaired, and getting the truck to leave, and I'm like, hey, the check engine light's on. Oh, yeah, unplug the box, and then with the truck off and plug it back on. And that's actually worked. And that's always been suspicious to me as well. What the frick is the box doing to these trucks? Alright? Keep in mind, your phone is Bluetooth to the damn box. So, who knows what kind of data is being mined from the box to the phone. And I haven't had to replace the master hardware sleeve in the truck. The actual electronic card, that the little brains of the computer itself in the truck, but I've heard they're $4,000. So to me, you don't want, who knows what, malware or whatever, somehow interfering. I know the malware could. I don't know. I mean, somehow it goes airborne, can get to your phone. Is it possible that who knows what the hell's going on? Well, anyway, sorry to get off on that. Anyway, I'm like, man, I said, that's crazy. I said, check engine light's one thing, but shutting the truck completely down, I said, I'll call you back. I unplugged the box, turned the key on, everything cycles through. The stop sign disappears, right on, right on. However, the check engine light stays on. No problem. I've had that before. Turn the key, and I'm running. I'm like, hell yes. I said, that's good enough. Let's see what we can do. Get out on the road, creeping along. Got the emergency flashers on in case it takes a shit again so I don't get run over. You know, because all the Hodgies got to run 80 plus. Never get pulled over. Go figure, go figure. You know? And I know some of you will be pissed about that, but I don't give a shit about that. It is what it is. By the way, buy some shoes too. Tired of everybody wearing fucking slippers at work. It's ridiculous. You know, flip-flops and whatnot. You're at work. Dress like you're at work. Sorry. Just drives me nuts. Anyway, off I go. The truck keeps running. Well, get on over to the road, get to the truck stop. And my truck before, when the check engine light has come on, and again, if you got it repaired, sometimes you have to shut it on and off a couple of times, and it'll cycle through, and then the check engine light will shut off. And I've got the International Lone Star with the Cummins ISX. That's what I'm hoping for. I think the box screwed it up and whatever. Sure shit, long line, three trucks deep. I start it, shut it off, move up, start it, shut it off. By the time I get to the fuel island, sure shit, the light goes out. Right on. I'm like, man, loving it. Get take my 30-minute break, leave the truck completely off, of course. Go do some things, come back, fire it up, light's still out, and I'm off to the races. Well, from there on, I'm going to manually enter the data into the app. I am not plugging the box back in. I've made up my mind. I said, I'm still a long way from the house. I do not need this out here, and that's just the way it's going to be. My theory is I'm going to let it roll like it is for the rest of the day. When I park tonight, I'll try it first thing in the morning when it's got a fresh everything. And as crazy as it sounds, you know your cell phone goes nuts, and you got to turn it off from time to time. I'm thinking, hey, maybe these boxes need to be unplugged. I mean, mine stays plugged in almost all the time. I'm sure yours does too. Sorry to be so long with this, but I'm trying to show you my case to build up the solid evidence. All right. Next morning rolls around today. Fire up the truck. Everything's great. I'm like, right on. I'm out of here. I'm in Amarillo. So let me plug my box in and see what happens before I leave the truck stop, obviously. Plug the box in. Everything seems to be okay. Within 20 to 30 seconds, the freaking thing lights up the entire console. Lights flashing like a Christmas tree. That lasted about 2 whole seconds. And I reach down, snag it, yank it back out, and shut my truck off immediately. Let my truck set for 15 seconds, hoping that it's going to clear out like it did the day before. Fire it up, goes through the motions. Sure as hell, everything clears out. Running like a champ. So on my log today, I manually entered, hey, my log, I'm manually entering it in. The box is causing major electronic failures throughout my system, to include shutting my truck off. Nonetheless, what I'm trying to get at is I entered it into my post room. That's where it stands. That's how I'm running the rest of the way home. I got 400 miles left to do tomorrow. We're going to put a new box in it. I've already called. Try that out. My guess is it's going to work. However, I would like whoever's seeing this out there, if this is I'm positive at this point, this is not just me, that this is doing this. We need to start establishing that there's a major problem, because if you own your own truck and you're stuck with that kind of bill, and this thing is scrambling the truck, and I would have had $2,000 tow bill, along with some kind of, oh, sorry, your system's fried in there. We don't know what happened. On top of that, plus sitting for a couple of days. And any of you that have had any issues, especially running a Cummins, because of COVID, I'm assuming you can't get parts. All right, so add all this up. No, that's where it's at. So give me some feedback on that. I know for certain the ELD in this box caused that shutdown. Let's just talk about, what if that didn't happen on the open road? There's a million things that could have went wrong with that. Your truck just literally just shuts the motor down within 20 seconds. There's no time to get anywhere. And there's no doubt. Of course, I'll take the truck to the shop when I get back. I'm going to have a new water pump put in it anyway, because that's how I roll. The pump ain't bad, but I got 680,000 miles on it. I try not to wait for failure. I'll get into more of that later on how I'm running my truck. Everybody does it their own way. I figure 680,000 miles. That's just the way it goes. Out with the old, with the original, and in with the new. But of course, I'll have them plug it in. And when I get the new ELD next week, when I roll out, I'll give you an update either way, whether it works or it's still scrambling everything. If it's still scrambling everything, I honestly don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess make some phone calls to them and who knows what else. But I can't have it shutting the truck down. I can't risk from my computer system. Like I said, any feedback out there, send it. I'll try to check it out in the comments. Again, I'm always running for a reason. It's serious. I'm always running, so I don't have time to make a lot of videos and or read everything. But it's a pretty tight group. I've noticed across the country of truck drivers that really do try to help other people out and pass on information. So I'm sure we can figure this out, and maybe we can let the right people know to change it or get it fixed. Nonetheless, Dan Williams, sorry to be so long. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening or day, wherever you're watching this. And stay tuned. I got some other cool things I'm going to drop on you. Have a great day. Take care now.